Ever really thought about your morning coffee? Not just the taste or the caffeine kick, but the incredible journey it takes to reach your hands each morning. That cup is a tiny miracle of global teamwork. It's the result of thousands of people from all corners of the world working together, often without ever meeting. The beans might be grown in the lush mountains of Colombia, carefully picked by skilled hands, then loaded onto a ship built in South Korea, crossing oceans to reach new shores. Along the way, the cargo is insured by a company in London. And finally, those beans are roasted to perfection at your favorite local shop. That's the world economy in action, an intricate network of trade routes, deals, and logistics, all working together to bring the world to your doorstep, often without you even realizing it. And it's not just coffee. This invisible web shapes your smartphone, the t-shirt you're wearing, and even the price you pay at the gas station. Every product you use is a story of global cooperation and competition. Understanding how it all works is like having a decoder ring for the modern world. Suddenly, headlines make sense, and you can spot the hidden connections behind everyday things. It explains why some countries are rich and others struggle, why financial crises can spread like wildfire, and even why your avocado toast costs more this year than last. So, let's take a quick tour of this massive interconnected system. No jargon, no boring charts, just real stories and surprising facts that affect your life every day. We'll meet the main characters, countries, companies, and you, and see the rules they play by and how their choices ripple across the globe. Think of it as a global reality show, where the prize is everything from a new iPhone to a stable job, and the stakes are higher than you might imagine. Ready? Grab your metaphorical passport. Let's dive into the wild, unpredictable, and fascinating world of the global economy together. Don't forget a snack. This adventure is just getting started, and you won't want to miss a moment. So, what is the world economy? It's a term we hear all the time on the news, in classrooms, and in conversations about our future. But what does it really mean, and why does it matter to each of us? Simply put, it's the sum of all economic activity across every country. Every nation, big or small, contributes to this vast system, whether through trade, services, or innovation. Every loaf of bread bought, every salary paid, every barrel of oil traded, it all adds up to one giant planet-sized system. From the smallest village market to the largest multinational corporation, every transaction counts. Picture it as a bustling city. Countries are neighborhoods, corporations are skyscrapers, and trade routes are the highways. Goods, services, and ideas are constantly moving, shaping the world we live in. Money flows through this city, connecting everyone. Whether you're buying coffee or investing in a startup, you're part of this global network. We measure its size with gross world product over $100 trillion a year. This number reflects the value of everything produced and sold worldwide, showing just how massive and interconnected our economies have become. That's the combined effort of billions, powering everything from electricity to medical breakthroughs. Every innovation, every job, every product is a piece of this enormous puzzle. But it's more than a number. It's a web of connections. These links tie us together, making distant events feel surprisingly close to home. A drought in Brazil can raise coffee prices in Europe. A single event in one corner of the world can impact millions elsewhere. A tech breakthrough in Silicon Valley creates jobs in Vietnam. New ideas and inventions travel fast, changing lives and industries across continents. A financial crisis in New York can cause job losses in Spain. The ups and downs of one economy can send shockwaves around the globe. No country is an island. We're all in this together. Our successes and challenges are shared, whether we realize it or not. The world economy is defined by its interdependence. Every handshake, every shipment, every agreement builds a stronger global community. Every action has a ripple effect. In this vast interconnected world, what happens in one place can shape the future for us all. The main players in the world economy, countries, each with their own strengths and quirks. The US and China are the superstars. Their decisions send shockwaves worldwide. When the US Federal Reserve tweaks interest rates, the world pays attention. Then there are the veterans. Germany, Japan, the UK, known for engineering, tech, and finance. Their stability anchors the global market. Next, the rising stars. India, Brazil, Nigeria, fast-growing, full of potential, changing the game. India's a software hub. Brazil's an agricultural powerhouse. These countries are lifting millions out of poverty and creating new markets. Smaller, developing nations face challenges, instability, lack of infrastructure, but they're vital too. They supply raw materials and represent untapped potential. The global economy's health depends on all these players. Every country, big or small, shapes the story. It's a drama with billions of actors. Let's talk money. Currencies like the dollar, euro, yen, and yuan. These colorful notes and coins are more than just pieces of paper or metal. They're the lifeblood of economies, representing the value of goods, services, and even national pride. Each country has its own currency, and when nations trade with each other, their money must be exchanged. This process is essential for everything from buying coffee in Paris to importing electronics from Tokyo. This exchange happens in the foreign exchange market, or Forex, where trillions of dollars are traded every single day. It's the largest, most liquid market in the world, operating 24 hours a day across continents. Exchange rates are in constant motion, shifting up and down in response to a country's economic health, interest rates, political events, and even rumors. A single headline can send currencies soaring or tumbling. A strong currency makes imports cheaper for consumers, but it can make a country's exports more expensive abroad. On the flip side, a weaker currency helps exporters but can raise prices for imported goods and travel. Central banks, like the US Federal Reserve or the European Central Bank, are the guardians of this delicate balance. They play a crucial role in shaping the value of their nation's money. By controlling the money supply and setting interest rates, central banks aim to keep economies stable, encourage growth, and prevent runaway inflation or deep recessions. Lower interest rates make borrowing cheaper, which can boost spending and investment. Higher rates, on the other hand, are used to cool down an overheating economy and keep inflation in check. The decisions of central banks ripple across the globe. When the Fed raises rates, it can strengthen the dollar, impact emerging markets, and shake up global stock exchanges. That's why central bankers are watched like hawks. Their statements, forecasts, and even subtle hints can move markets and influence billions of dollars in investments. In many ways, they're the conductors of the global financial orchestra, coordinating the tempo and harmony of economies worldwide. But one misstep, a poorly timed rate hike or a misjudged policy, can send shockwaves through the entire system, affecting jobs, savings, and investments everywhere. Money isn't just paper, it's power, policy, and global influence. It shapes the way nations interact and how people live their daily lives. The world economy runs on trust in these institutions. Without confidence in central banks and their ability to manage money, the entire system could unravel. And when that trust wobbles, everyone, from Wall Street to Main Street, feels the tremor, reminding us just how interconnected and fragile our financial world truly is. If countries are the players, companies are the engines. Multinationals like Apple, Toyota, and Amazon operate across continents, with revenues bigger than some countries' economies. An iPhone's journey spans design in California, parts from Asia, assembly in China, and sales worldwide. A global supply chain in action. These chains make products cheaper and more efficient, but also fragile. One disruption can echo worldwide. The pandemic showed us how quickly supply chains can break. But small businesses matter too. They're the backbone of local economies and drive innovation. Today, even tiny companies can sell globally thanks to the internet. The global economy gives everyone a shot at the world stage. Big or small, companies connect us all. They turn resources into the goods and services we rely on every day. At the heart of the world economy is trade, buying and selling across borders. No country can make everything efficiently. That's where comparative advantage comes in. Saudi Arabia sells oil, Canada sells wheat. Both win by specializing and trading. Trade means more variety, more lower prices, and greater efficiency for everyone. Every day, ships, planes, and trucks move goods worldwide. Trade agreements set the rules, some global like the WTO, others regional like the EU. But trade isn't always smooth. Tariffs and quotas can spark conflicts. Protectionism may save jobs short-term, but often raises prices and triggers trade wars. The debate between free trade and protectionism shapes global commerce. Trade is both a bridge and a battleground. It's the engine, and sometimes the drama, of the global economy. Let's zoom out. How do all these pieces fit together? The world economy is a web of connections, where one decision can spark a global chain reaction. Take a cotton t-shirt, cotton from the US, fertilizer from Russia, sown in Bangladesh, shipped to Europe, sold in Italy. One product, 7 countries, thousands of people. Multiply that by billions, and you see the complexity. This interconnectedness brings huge benefits: growth, innovation, and poverty reduction. Ideas and breakthroughs spread fast, like COVID-19 vaccines developed and distributed globally. But risks spread too. A crisis in one place can trigger global turmoil, as in 2008. That's systemic risk. One shock can ripple everywhere. We share in each other's successes and failures. Managing these risks is a key challenge for leaders today. The world economy is a delicate, dynamic dance. The world economy is full of surprises. About 90% of traded goods travel by ship. Thanks to the humble shipping container, the foreign exchange market trades over $7 trillion daily, 50 times the New York Stock Exchange. Most of that is speculation, not buying goods. Multinationals like Walmart have revenues bigger than many countries' GDPs. The Big Mac Index compares burger prices worldwide to gauge currency values. A quirky way to see global economics in action. Economics is everywhere, even in your lunch. The global marketplace is stranger and more fascinating than you think. So, what's the big takeaway? The world economy isn't distant, it's personal. It's in your phone, your clothes, your food. Your job and savings are tied to this global network. Understanding it helps you make sense of headlines and political debates. It's essential for informed citizenship. Globalization brings prosperity and challenges, like inequality and environmental strain. The future depends on how we manage these together. The world economy is our collective story. Messy, complicated, but full of potential. Next time you sip your coffee, remember the invisible network that brought it to you. Stay curious. You're a vital part of this amazing global story.